All right, good night, everyone. Welcome to the FitMaw Show. I am your coach, Jason Craig, back with another episode. And of course, you know how it is. We're gonna kick this thing off in fine style, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun here tonight. So let me just bring the chat up so I can see who is on the chat here, and make sure that we have everybody on. I want to make sure that we are all set. Right, I think we're all good there. So, good to have everyone on the FitMass Show. This is our first episode tonight. And from here moving forward, we're just going to be picking up some steam. Are we going to be picking up some steam? So, I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, before we actually kick this thing off, I know I have to get everybody on as this is the first show. We're still kind of getting our bearings going, Folks are still sort of wondering, okay, what is it about? And we got a lot of stuff here to cover tonight. But first, let me just bring my chat on here so I can see everyone. And then I will kick this thing off. I'm super excited tonight because, of course, it's the first show. So, of course, I must be excited, yeah? Right, so let's just reload this here. I think we are all set to go. And wherever you're signing from, just drop a chat in the comment. Let's see where our fans are coming in from. I want to make sure that you guys have everything here. And I want to make sure I give you guys a special shout out. I'm still working out my streaming softwares, but nonetheless, Coach Jason is always gonna get it moving. No matter what, I'm gonna keep it moving, and we're gonna get to the perfection afterwards. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and kick this off now. I think we are on most of the channels. We are on YouTube, I know, and we also should be streaming via our Facebook page. And if you guys are seeing me there, just say hi so I can know that everything is set and ready to go. So, the FitMass Show. Again, let's just make one more check. The goal of the FitMass Show is to help, of course, our busy mothers and wives create their dream body right from home. Now, I do have a lot of clients, and sometimes it's hard to get to everyone. So we actually started this show a couple of years ago, and I decided, you know what, let me just bring it back on stream so that those clients I'm not able to reach directly with a one-on-one still teach through these different platforms as we have here in my show. So I think we are on now. I see us rolling here on the YouTube. So let me know where you are signing in from. Chat below. Let me know where you guys are signing on from, so I can give you guys a special shout out. Also share this FitMass show around. Tonight we're going to be looking at fitness, of course, because that's what most of you ladies know me for, and we will start right in that playground, right? So while we're getting this thing rolling, I just want to give you guys a rundown on that. Now, the FITMA, if for the, of course, is the first show. So FITMA stands for Fit Mothers and Wives. So Fit Mothers and Wives. That's what the MAW stand for. Persons always ask me, what does that stand for? And if this is the first time joining us, the reason I decided to target this audience is because, you see, mothers and wives take care of everyone else, sometimes at the expense of their health. And so I wanted to make sure that I be the one to get them back on track. And they're always making sure the meals are ready, they're always making sure that the clothes, getting everybody off, sure everybody's taken care of. And then by the time they reach to take care of themselves, you have things like hypertension, diabetes, high blood pressure, all of these things rolling forward. And now it is plain a matter of catching up. So what I decided to do is to focus my entire attention on showing these ladies tips, tricks, hacks to get back in shape using things you have available, using programs that we distribute, and also different initiatives like we had the Fit My initiative, we have the Sunday Morning Fitness. And our goal is to really help the mothers and wives get back in shape. Now, one might ask, so what about the dads? Well, here's the thing. If the mothers and wives get back in shape, the mothers and wives are the primary, generally speaking now, primary ones who are responsible for the meals and that kind of stuff at home. So if we get them cooking properly, if we get them cooking healthy meals, then it's now easy for that to spill over on the fathers and the children as well. So we are going to the source and making sure that we prep that source, get that source up with the necessary tools so that they can prepare healthier meals, involve them in their different workouts, and all of the stuff that we teach here so that now the entire family can be affected. And tonight's show, I'm going to be looking at fitness and where that comes into the spectrum. So before I actually jump into this thing, before I actually jump into this topic, there is something that we teach at FitMaw, and it's called the weight management triangle. And that name has sort of metamorphosized over the different years into what it is now, the weight management triangle. And if you may permit me, the weight management triangle is like this. I'm not putting up the Illuminati sign, right? The weight management triangle is like this, right? And of course, I'll get the different slides as we come up here, as we continue to build this show. And at the base of the triangle, I want you to see visual with me. The base of the triangle, this part right here, that is nutrition, right? And nutrition has the base for the reason, for a specific reason. You see, you can do all of the other stuff, working out, getting the supplements, all that stuff. But if this nutrition is off, then more than likely those other stuff would not yield as great an effect. So that's why we have nutrition at the base. And I'll break everything down for you shortly. On the left side here, we have movement or fitness, and then on the right side, we have rest. Now, once these three things are in balance, your weight will go in the direction that you desire. And if we need to just tweak anything, it's generally going to be tweaking one of these three things to get the desired result that we are looking for. So, for example, starting with nutrition, if we want you to lose weight, of course, we'll try to hit the nutrition from the three angles, making sure that we have the right foods there, prepare them in the right way, and of course, eating them in the right timing. And then we work with fitness, getting you obviously moving more, having your body expending more energy than you're taking, and that should move you down in the weight loss trajectory. And then last but not least, then there is rest. Now, with the rest, if your rest is off, just like the other things, your nutrition could be on, your fitness could be on, but that rest is off, and it's going to definitely mess up the result for which you are seeking. But tonight, I want us to look at fitness, and specifically a type of fitness that we use a lot here at FitMaw. Now, when it comes to fitness, at a basic level, there are really two things you want to be looking at. The first and most primary level, especially if we are looking for weight loss, is you want to ensure that you are moving more. Now, let me explain this thing to you. I'm sure most of you have heard the word calories. So this has high calories, that has low calories. Now, just to simplify this explanation, calories is really a measure when it comes to your body of the amount of energy that your body expend on a daily basis. So some person might be expending 2,000 calories, 2,500, 1,700, whatever the case is, right? Just to get this concept really clear, the way I like to explain this is when it comes to money. Money is a topic that everybody could relate to. So let's say you are making $2,000 every month, right? And you are spending $2,000 every month. Of course, I will not suggest that. But you are neither growing nor are you decreasing because you are spending the exact same that you are taking in. So you are going in what they call a rat race. Now, if you are making 2,000 but only spending 1,500, then obviously after time your bank account is going to grow. Vice versa. If you are making 1,000 but spending 2,500, eventually you're going to go broke. Now, I use that example to bring the concept of weight management. 2,000 calories, that's the base figure. If you want to lose weight, you have to ensure one of two things that you are consuming less than 2,000 calories, right? So if you're consuming 1,500 and your body is burning 2,000, then now you're going to start to lose weight because you're getting in less than you require. If you want to maintain your weight, then you obviously consume 2,000 calories. I'm not telling you to track calories, just follow me for the example. And if you want to gain weight, then you are going to consume more than 1,000 calories. Now, when it comes to movement, what we are trying to do is to adjust that caloric burn. So let's say, for example, let's not touch nutrition because nutrition is normally a sensitive one. And it's one of the last ones we touch. But For this example, if you are an office worker, you work as at a office job, like a sedentary job, a job that's sitting a lot. At the end of the day, there's a certain amount of calories, and this is something you can actually try starting tomorrow, right? There's a certain amount of calories, and see, you've been using 2,000. Let's say you're burning 2,000 calories per day for the last few years, right? And you find yourself gaining weight, or you just stuck at that weight. Now, let's say your job role is a sedentary job, right? You're sitting at the office a lot, you're at the desk a lot. Without touching nutrition, the easiest way for you to start increasing your burn while still maintaining that food intake is to just move more. And there are certain ways you can do it. Let me use some examples that I'm quite familiar with. The classroom example. Let's say you're a teacher. You normally sit at the desk. The easiest way to do it is to start moving about. And this is a device I recommend for you to at least get a base figure. It's called a fitness tracker. It's normally like a watch that you keep in your hand, and it gives you an average tracking of your steps, your daily steps. Now, what this will do for you, this will give you a baseline. So you just put on this watch, let's say just for about 3 days, and just do what you're accustomed doing. If you're accustomed sitting all this, sit. At the end of 3 days, you will see what your average daily steps is. So let's say your average steps is about 5,000. You find as things are now, I am on average doing 5,000. And we're looking at movement in two parts, right? What you are going to do now, on day number 4, you are going to find ways to bring that up a notch. So maybe 5,500, maybe 6,000. How you can do it? Let's use the classroom example again. Instead of sitting at the desk, you can find ways to walk around the classroom, maybe check in with your students, maybe teach from the back of the class, maybe walk through. And you don't have to do this for every class, but just one or two of the classes. By just doing that, you are going to increase your daily steps. And next thing you can add to it is you can park your car a little bit further back. So let's say you're accustomed to park right at the door, maybe you're going to park two parking spots back. And these are things you just implement day after day, right? So now you have to walk a little bit. Let's say you have privilege to have a building that has an elevator. Maybe you can take the stairs. And if you don't want to take the stairs to all the entire flight of, well, you don't want to take the stairs to your floor, maybe you can use the elevator for half and then take the stairs for the other half until you are using the stairs for the entirety. Now, there are a couple of things that makes this easy. Number one, you have to go to work, right? You have to go to work on a daily basis. So it's not something like going to the gym that you have to now find time. So the excuse of I don't have time to exercise, that goes out the window, right? Or I have time to move, that goes out the window. Because with or without exercise, you are going to have to go to this place, whatever it is, your workplace. So all we are doing is manipulating the ways of getting you to your office. Now, typically, we would park in front of the door, we take the elevator up. All we're going to be doing, we're going to park a little bit further back, walk a little bit more. We're going to take the stairs instead of the elevator. We are still going to the same place of work that we have to go, but we are just changing the mood. And by using this tracker, you're going to notice now these steps keep going up. So 5,000 goes 6,000, 6,000 goes 7,000. And all you have to do is find ways in which you can implement movement into activities that you are already doing. Find ways in which you can implement movement into activities that you're already doing. I know, as I said, as a busy mom, as a busy wife, two things you don't have much of. One is time, the other is energy. So at the initial instance, I'm not telling you to go and join the gym, start some crazy workout. All I'm telling you to do is wherever you're accustomed going, start using new methods to get there. Depending on the community you live in, you can maybe take the van or the omnibus on certain days of the week. That will require you to walk to the bus stop, right? As opposed to taking your vehicle. And again, these are ways in which you can implement it. And next thing you can do too, for moms, right? You can find ways to get your children involved in physical activity. So let's say you need to clean the yard, you normally clean the yard, or you have somebody clean the yard. You can now engage in the process of cleaning the yard and have the kids along. So both of you are getting activity done. You can bring your husband along as well. You are getting activity done. Maybe you wanted to pick up gardening and you've been sitting on it for a while. So now you can jump back into gardening again and get yourself back there, right? And all of these different activities is now going to raise your daily energy expenditure. So what used to be at 2,000 is now going up 2,100, 2,200, 2,300. So you haven't even changed your diet yet. You're eating the same way, and I'm putting this in quotation marks, that you're eating the same way, but because your energy expenditure is going up, you are going to find yourself losing weight because you are now taking in less than you're now burning, yes, you're now taking in less than you're burning. All right. So that is the first part. And then once you have that part done packed, now you can move to the second part, which is a more structured or more organized way of working out. And typically, the like I said before, because, and this is something we teach at FitMaw, right? Because as a busy mom, as a busy wife, you are low on time and you are low on energy. The ideal sometimes is not ideal for you. So the ideal exercise for a beginner is walking at least for an hour every day. That's the ideal exercise. Easy movement. But when you come home from work, you have to look about kids' homework. You have to get dinner ready. You have to prepare clothes for the next day. You have to prepare lunch and food for the next day and plan ahead. So fitting in an hour walk may be a bit tedious, may be impractical, and I am aware of that. So what we recommend is a style of training called high intensity interval training or interval training. Let's just call it interval training. Now, with interval training, it has a couple of benefits. Interval training requires a high level of output followed by a short rest period. So, and this might sound familiar to some of you. You do 30 seconds of work followed by 15 seconds of rest. 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. You can do that up to 10 minutes until you can work up to 30 minutes. Now, if you do it up to 10 minutes, that's fine. With interval training, studies have found that intervals type training burns not just fat in the actual exercise phase, but afterwards. And some styles burn fat all the way up to 48 hours after you have finished training, which is exactly what you want, a little input with a massive output. And because you don't have much time, you can start this thing at just 10 minutes. And if you have done the Sunday morning fitness with me, you will notice that is the style of training I utilize. Interval training, short, high energy bursts, rest, high energy bursts, rest. And you can do this thing right down to 10 minutes. And we even have one of those workouts, you probably saw it on Facebook, a 10-minute workout before starting the day. So by doing this now, you are making use again, like we did with the movement part, of the little time you have available. Let's just say it's 10 minutes, and you are maximizing that 10 minutes with interval training to get more activity going for you, more fat burn going for you. So when you layer this now on top of you already doing different ways to get to your workplace, you add that interval training, let's say at a basic level, 3 times per week, you are now going to bump your caloric need up some more, your caloric burn up some more. Still maintain the same food, and you're noticing the deficit between the two of them is getting more and more, which means eventually you're going to find yourself start losing weight without doing anything else. Now, again, this is a start level. There are a lot of other factors, but again, this is just a start level, and this class is about fitness. This show is about fitness. Tonight, the episode tonight is about fitness, right? So, these are the kind of strategies I like to recommend to some of my clients that work with us, or some of them that just come in for different consultations. Because my thing is getting you from where you are right now. It is only a few persons who could go straight to the ideal, and those are the minority. Most of us cannot fit in a 30-minute to an hour workout every day. Most of us cannot just join gym. You know what I mean? Most of us just can't hire a personal trainer. But most of us could walk to work, could take the stairs, could walk around the classroom or workplace, could take a little walk to the park to have lunch out back, could add in 10 minutes of exercise 3 times per week. That's easier, that's practical. And if you guys need resources on this, if you check out our Facebook page, and that's at it will be facebook.com/FitMaw page, we actually have a 10-minute workout with the timer counting down. And we just recommend you do that just 3 times per week. So just head over there, you guys can try it. And of course, tag a friend, share it with other mothers so that they can engage in it. Now, if you want something a little bit more, right here on our YouTube channel, depending on where you're watching this, we have a playlist of all these Sunday morning fitness workouts. And that again follows this type of interval training, high, low, so that we can get that fat burn going for you over a long period of time. So when it comes to really nailing this thing down, your goal is really to find ways in which you can have this fit into your life. My situation might be different. Mom A might be different than mom B. You need to find out what do you have available. And listen, don't tell me you don't have anything available because all of us have something available, right? I'll tell you that right off the bat. All of us have something available. So you may have 10 minutes, that might be your something. You may have a stairs at your work, that might be your something. You may have the flexibility of moving around when you are in your workplace, aka like a classroom teacher. So you have something with which you can work with and find what that is. In fact, as we are doing this show, as we are talking right now, what do you have that you can use starting tomorrow to start expending more energy? And if you have a pen and paper, that'd be awesome to start writing down. We just make this thing a little bit more action filled. You know what I'm saying? And let's get some engagement going here. So, what is it that you have? Are you a teacher? In fact, let's look at some of the professions. If you guys are on the chat, on the WhatsApp chat, or on the FitMaw show, go ahead and tell me exactly what your profession is, and let's see how we can bring in some of these things here into your different discipline. So let me say, we have some nurse here. Now, nurse is an interesting one because again, my heart goes out to them, especially those working on the brutal shifts and always be shifting around in the morning one time, even next time. In your case, what you can do is maybe making some ward runs a little bit. So let's say your specific time to do like your ward checks is, I'm not sure it is for a nurse, right? I'm just saying every 3 hours, you could probably drop in an extra one there. And if you don't want to do the ward checks, then just find somewhere that you could walk to. When you have to carry lab work or collect lab work, carry files or collect files, instead of sending someone once it's not a situation of emergency, you take that walk, you make that move, you make that delivery. That in itself is going to bring some of your action step up. And when it's working at nighttime, there's less movement. But again, just find some way in which you can get some of those movement going. And maybe in a future video, I'll actually show you some equipment you can keep with you at the workplace that you can fit in some of those movements there. Teachers, okay, teachers, as I discussed earlier, that's going to be in the classroom, walking around the classroom as you're making it up, as you're making the points, going through different rows, kind of engaging, moving around the classroom, and that's going to bring your steps. In the lunch break, depending on what school you're at, some schools you have to stay with the kids during lunch. In that case, that might be a little bit tricky, but again, you could find ways to move around there. But if it's not a case that, if you're in a place where you could go to like a nearby park, somewhere away from the actual compound, just walk away, get some space, providing that security is kept at the forefront. You could probably walk somewhere, go to have your lunch there, and then walk back. That will again bring the steps in. If you drive, some days you can take the car home. If you have to make grocery, you could park further. Because these are all things moms have to do on their way to and from work, right? And just find ways in which you can bring this activity up. So that is going to be the end of this first part, fitness, when it comes to helping busy moms. And we looked at a couple of things. We looked at ways in which you can get your movement up primarily, and then other ways in which you can do your structured workouts. We spoke about interval training and how you can fit that into your day to cover your two problems, lack of time and lack of energy. Because these workouts can be done in such a short time, but their effect can be lasting all the way up to 48 hours after, it is ideal for busy moms. And this pattern can be used with any sort of workout. If you're just walking the yard, you can do the same thing. Walk fast for 15 seconds or 40 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it is, whatever your timer is. Walk fast for that period, walk slow for the 15. Walk fast, walk slow. And just do that for 10 minutes. That might be one. It might be something a little bit more dynamic, like the Sunday morning fitness or the 10-minute fitness. Whatever it is, there are a lot of resources available. We have created a bunch at the FitMaw on the YouTube channel and also in our Facebook page. We do have a 10-minute one going on right now, which is ideal for busy moms. So you guys should definitely check it out. So once you incorporate these, you're going to bring movement. And the goal of that is to increase your metabolism or your caloric burn without at the start changing anything else, and you are in effect going to start tipping the scale towards losing weight. Now, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of the FitMaw Show. It was definitely a pleasure having you here, and we are going to be continuing this. We'll look to do it every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. And again, you guys provide more feedback. We can always flex the time around. I just think Sundays might be the best time, as you guys will be working during the week, so that might be a little bit impractical. And also, we will also have the recording up in case you missed it, so you can come back and look at this. Coach Jason here. I'm going to be signing off this one right now. Have yourselves an awesome week ahead. Again, tomorrow, try and implement at least one of these things that you learned here in the FitMath show. And as we continue to build, spread the word around, share the show with your other busy moms and wives so that they too can understand and learn more about these ways in which will help them to create their dream bodies.